Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your March 2021 mid-month general readings. We are looking at the last 2 weeks of March, and this reading is for the air sign of Aquarius. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all doing well, safe wherever it is that you're at. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, to watch any of the videos that I post, for hitting that like button and that subscribe button, sharing your donation, support, feedback, comments, reaching out for personal readings. That is all welcome. Thank you so much. So this reading is for Aquarius for the last 2 weeks of March 2021. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus is in Aquarius. If you're cross-watching for an Aquarian, it's all relevant. Of course, it's going to resonate differently for everyone because it's a general reading and not a focused personal reading. So watch all of your signs for additional insight and perspective. If you find that any of the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, take a deeper look at something, you can click on the description link below, click on the little arrow, you'll see my contact details there. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and I can respond usually within the same day with more information. And I do readings full time. It's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with other people's schedules and my own to get those readings set up as quickly as possible. So send me a message if you'd like. Okay, Aquarius, let's see what the last 2 weeks of March have in store for you. We begin with the Eight of Cups, followed by the Nine of Swords. We have the Hanging Man, followed by the Knight of Pentacles, the Moon, followed by the Emperor, and from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy is the Ten of Wands. A long-held burden or carried burden coming to an end, the end of a cycle. The end of a cycle of feeling like you have to carry something over and over and over again, whether it's an actual burden, work, job, relationship, money, secrets. Because tens in the tarot represent a cycle coming to an end, and this looks like a challenging one. Whatever it started out to be was probably only the weight of 1 or 2 wands, but over time it's gotten to be quite a load to carry. It's a card that can show up as that cycle's coming to an end. You're feeling so tired and overwhelmed. Perhaps some of you are considering leaving because of the stress, anxiety, and worry and fear about the future, or some of you may be stressed out and anxious that you might have to leave. I mean, it could be both sides of the scenario, because we have the Eight of Cups, which is the card of leaving behind something which isn't fulfilling to you, turning your back on something and trying to figure out where you're going to go. You know, where's my Nine of Cups? Where's my wish fulfillment? In order to do that, you have to leave what you currently have. But there's a lot of stress and anxiety associated with it with the Nine of Swords. I hate this card. It's a card that represents... Swords is governed by the element of air, which is mental energy, belief systems, ideologies, thoughts, truth, education. You know, here, that's what's keeping this woman up. Fear of the future, fear of an unknown future, stress, anxiety, worry. What am I going to do if this happens? What am I going to do if that doesn't happen? Some of you may be afraid, and there's a sense of waiting here, waiting for a decision, and you don't know what that decision is going to be. Now, what that is, of course, it's a general reading. Could be a variety of different things. You may be waiting for a decision from the Emperor here. Okay? The Emperor is typically an older person, a person of some age, seniority, status, decision-making ability. In a courtroom, he would be a judge. Guys might be waiting for a verdict or a legal outcome of some kind. In a business or corporation, you know, this is somebody who would be the CEO, the VIP, you know, the big boss, the head honcho, because the Emperor is over all of the kings. One might say that he embodies all of the traits of the kings. He almost always makes a decision based on the law, on the greater good, right? So this is, you know, the head honcho here. But with the Emperor is the Moon. Things aren't so clear. There may be fears there. Maybe some of them aren't realistic fears, or maybe they are. It's like the Nine of Swords doesn't mean that the source of your stress and anxiety and fear of the unknown future isn't valid. But the Nine of Swords comes up when you're thinking about it in such an obsessive and negative way. It's almost always the worst possible outcome, that you build it up in your head so that it's bigger and, worse than the actual reality of the situation, which is, in my mind, one of the few positive aspects of the Nine of Swords, is it is somewhat unrealistic. You don't need to invest that much negative obsessive energy in it. But, it's because you don't know. You're still watching things play out, but you don't know ultimately what the Emperor is going to decide. Right in the middle here, we have all this kind of waiting and slow moving energy. The Hanging Man, he's not taking action. He doesn't know what action to take or what he should take because things are still playing out here. He's watching them playing out, waiting, watching. The Knight of Pentacles, it's coming, but it's governed by Earth, which governs what governs Pentacles. So it's an opportunity for change. It's coming in, but it's coming in a little slowly. You've been feeling overwhelmed. So it could be a legal situation that you're worried about the outcome. You don't know it could be a trial. You don't know what the decision is going to be. Am I going to have to stay in something? Am I going to go to jail? Is it going to be in my favor? It might be in terms of work. Maybe you did something wrong. Maybe you got into trouble and you're waiting to see if you're going to, lose your job or have to leave or something of that sort. It could be any situation in which whoever the Emperor is in charge of making the final decision. It may be at work that you're, with the Ten of Wands, that you've been functioning at the same job with the same pay for so long, and you've applied and applied and applied and applied, and here's another opportunity, and you're waiting to see if you're going to move on or be stuck here, and you're kind of waiting for this decision. And fundamentally, regardless of what the specifics are, that's the fundamental message here, is waiting for this Emperor person to make a decision that's going to decide the outcome. There's a lot of fear and stress and anxiety about what this situation, what this decision is going to mean for you. If you're going to be able to move on in a successful way, or if you're going to be stuck in the same position, or even have to go backwards, or even have to leave. Again, especially if it's a legal situation or a trial, or it's a job, or whether you're going to keep your job or not, or it could be about home too, the property or something of that sort. You're waiting for the final decision. So let's clarify a few things. Let's clarify the Ten of Wands. Everybody knows their own story, Aquarius. Whatever this situation is for you that this will resonate for is a situation that you're waiting on an outcome. You're waiting on a decision. You're waiting to see what the results are. And you're stressed about those results, about whether you can leave a dissatisfying place and move on, or whether you're going to be kind of trapped in something, or whether you're going to be forced to leave in some way, depending on the situation. Clarify the Ten of Wands. And what it is isn't clear to me right now what the outcome's going to be. We can see if Spirit gives that to us. Ten of Wands. The Six of Swords, healing, needing to move on from something. So the Ten of Wands is, that burden coming to an end. And the Six of Wands is moving away to a better place, leaving the troubled waters behind you. You're not quite to the other shore yet and on solid ground, but you're moving towards that. The Five of Pentacles, being on the outside looking in, being one of the have-nots rather than the haves. On an emotional level, it can represent feeling shut out, abandoned. It can also represent being financially or materially in lack, losing your job. Some of you might be waiting to hear if you're going to lose a job. Maybe, whether it's because you did something wrong, or whether it's because, especially with the Emperor here, is the company closing down? Do they need to downsize? The COVID virus has decimated so many people's jobs and financial lives and career paths. Maybe you're waiting to see if you're going to be downsized out of a job and be out of work, or shut out somehow, or kicked out of something. The Ten of Pentacles, long-term security and stability, which is what we all want. We don't want to be on the outside kind of begging here or in need. We want to have this long-term security and stability. So, that's all tied up in this fear. There's money tied up in here, which again could mean a variety of things. Legal issues, work issues, employment issues. Let's clarify this Nine of Swords. Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. All the stress and anxiety, again, it's about not knowing the outcome. The pages can represent, here I feel they represent messages. The Three of Swords is heartache, heartbreak. You're fearing the worst. Whatever outcome it is you're worried about, it feels like here you're afraid that it's going to be the worst possible outcome. That's what that Nine of Swords is. Being in fear of an unknown future, but when you think about it, you always think about it in the worst possible outcome. Stop doing that. I'm not going to tell you not to worry. The source is valid, but you don't have to worry to the Nine of Swords level. Cut it down a bit. Yeah, that's what you're worried about. And maybe it's going to be about having to leave someplace, or be forced out of something. Clarify the Hanging Man. Oh, had a jumper here. 2. Judgment and the Nine of Swords again. Judgment is a major decision. Judgment is what the judge does when he passes sentence, or the jury does when they pass sentence. They're making a judgment. It's a call to action. It sometimes can reference a second chance at something, an opportunity to speak for yourself, to justify yourself. So it can represent second chances. And again, that Nine of Swords, stress, anxiety, worry. The Hanging Man, you're watching things play out. You don't know, it's judgment. You're worried. What's the judgment going to be? Okay, let's clarify the Knight of Pentacles. The Ace of Wands, exciting new beginnings and action forward. The Four of Pentacles, withdrawal, retreat, again can represent feeling tired or feeling like you have to take a temporary time off. Again, if it's an employment issue, am I going to take a temporary time off? Are my hours going to get cut down? Am I going to have to go to jail? I mean, it might be that for some of you. Am I going to have this new opportunity? Or am I going to be stuck? Because fours can represent stability, they can also represent stagnancy. Let's move on a little. Let's clarify the Moon. The Wheel of Fortune, divine timing and orchestration. Yeah, that's the source of all of this fear, regardless of what the situation is, Aquarius. You don't know what the outcome is. You're waiting for the outcome. You're waiting for a decision. You don't know what it is. Most of the time you think about it, it's in the worst possible negative outcome. And the Moon is like cloudy, it's not clear, things are hidden, there's shadows. I'm afraid of what's in those shadows. I'm afraid of the unknown. Wheel of Fortune, because you don't know which way that wheel's going to spin. The Five of Wands, competition, conflict, gossip, rumor mongering, especially if you're applying for some kind of promotion or something. Ace of Cups, new beginnings, new emotional. Yeah, is it the best possible outcome? Is it the worst possible outcome? Let's just clarify one more thing. Let's just pull one card for this Emperor. Well, we were just given one. The Two of Pentacles. Yeah, he's trying to make a decision. Oh, poor Aquarius. I mean, we've all been in these kind of situations, regardless of what the specifics are, where we're waiting for an outcome. It's a trial, or it's a legal situation, or it's I'm in trouble, am I going to get a second chance? Or I've applied for this thing I really wanted, am I going to get it, or am I going to stay stuck where I'm at? Regardless of what it is, we've all been in that situation where we're waiting, we have no control over the outcome. We keep thinking we can by obsessively focusing on it, usually negatively, but we really don't have any control here. And, we're all kind of on tenterhooks waiting, and the minutes seem to pass like days, right? So that's kind of it here. And it does very much feel like Spirit kind of has control over this. So let's just end by asking for any focus or any advice or anything like that. Any messages, any advice? Two cards came out. Oh, lovely. We have the World, successful completion, successful achievement, graduation. You reach the top of the mountain and now you're looking at a whole new horizon of different opportunities. It's a card of achievement and graduation. And here's another Ace of Wands again, a brand new beginning, because that's what you're hoping the decision is in your favor, a brand new beginning. Regardless of what that new beginning is, it's not important. What's important is Spirit is saying, we got this. It's right here. It's all right. You're going to be good. You're going to crest that mountain. You're going to get to the other top, and there's a whole new horizon after that. Beautiful energy. So I'm glad Spirit gave us that, because, there's all this stress here. What's going to happen? It's going to be all right. You're going to move on and up, because that's what graduation means. The World is the last major arcana card in the tarot. The Fool's journey, this particular important aspect journey, is over, and he's now moved on to the next level. It's beautiful. All right, Aquarius, that is your reading for the last 2 weeks of, I don't know why I almost said October, the last 2 weeks of March. I hope that it was useful to you. Again, if things resonate with you, you'd like to reach out and maybe take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading, click on the description link below for contact details. Email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the April, I can't believe April's coming already, the April general readings. And until then, be blessed, stay safe and well. And I hope to hear you. I hope to see you back here. I hope you'll take the time to tune in again. Take care. Bye-bye.